Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first trade on Yahoo Finance for this Thursday, May 21st. I'm Alexis Christophorus, along with my co-anchor, Brian Sazi. Moments ago, the Labor Department said another 2.4 million Americans applied for unemployment benefits in this last week, continuing a wave of historically high filings since the economic fallout from the coronavirus pandemic began in mid-March. Taking a look at stock futures, they are drifting lower here this morning. Dow futures off 45 points. In the broader market, the S&P futures are down about 6. NASDAQ futures off 11. Emily McCormick has been tracking the unemployment figures this morning and has more for us. Hi, Emily.
Good morning, Alexis. And this is now the 9th straight week that we saw new weekly unemployment claims come in at multi-millions. So those initial jobless claims were at 2.438 million for the week ended May 16th. That was marginally higher than the 2.4 million expected by consensus economists, but it was a step down from the downwardly revised 2.7 million new jobless claims from the week before. So this was the 7th straight week that the level of new unemployment claims fell relative to the prior week. And by state, we saw that California had the highest level of first-time jobless claims last week at more than 246,000. And this was an increase of 33,000 from the prior week. Florida and New York State also posted new jobless claims of more than 200,000 last week, although most states did see a drop in the level of new claims relative to the week before. Also want to take a look at those continuing jobless claims since those did continue to rise. They hit a fresh all-time high of more than 25 million for the week ended May 9th, and those are reported on a one-week lag. And it points to the millions of individuals who remain persistently unemployed during the coronavirus pandemic. And this was above consensus estimates for just over 24 million, and continuing claims a week earlier were revised down slightly to 22.5 million. And then finally, want to point out that we have the advanced seasonally adjusted insured unemployment rate up by 1.7 percentage points, now to 17.2%. So overall, yet another tough week for the labor market. We do have stock futures trading down just slightly amid this report. Alexis?
And Emily, we're getting some more clues on how consumers are behaving during this pandemic, if they're spending, and if so, what they're spending on. We've got Best Buy out with earnings this morning, and also the parent company of TJ Maxx and Ross stores. How did they do?
Well, taking a look at Best Buy, we did have results lower compared to last year, but they did beat consensus expectations on both sales and profit. Taking a look at first quarter enterprise comparable same-store sales, those were down 5.7% in the US, but still better than the 11.2% drop expected. Now, the largest comparable sales growth drivers were in computing and gaming, so really seeing a boost from the work from home phenomenon we've seen over the past couple months. But these sales gains were more than offset by declines in home theater, mobile phones, digital imaging, and services. Digital sales were also a major contributor to Best Buy's results. We saw US online comparable sales up 155% over last year in the first quarter. And as a reminder for Best Buy, that company did shift all of its stores to curbside pickup only in the middle of the first quarter, although the company does now have about 70% of its overall retail locations open by appointment only. And then taking a look at TJ Maxx or TJX, the parent company of TJ Maxx, we did see first quarter net sales down by more than 50% over last year and did miss consensus estimates. Also swung to a loss in the first quarter with its adjusted loss per share at 74 cents. But do want to look at the bright spot here. We have TJX beginning to reopen its stores globally. It now has more than 1,600 locations open. And during that fiscal quarter ended in May, TJX did have a total of more than 4,500 stores. So a large percentage of those are at least beginning to reopen. And TJX did say it's seeing very strong initial sales overall at stores across all states and countries that have begun reopening in at least the past week. And it believes that most of its stores can be reopened by the end of June. Taking a look at these stocks, we do have Best Buy off about 3.8% in pre-market trading, but looking at TJX, quite the opposite story there. Those shares are up 6.3%. Alexis?
All right, Emily McCormick, thank you.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.